If you have a racing mind, I have good news, as your mind cannot possibly go much faster than mine. Now I know what you're thinking, what is this dude comparing his mind to mine? Does he not know I've got ADHD, RTX, 1080p? What the fuck did I just say? Anyway, I bring this up not to compare, but hopefully to prove to you that no matter how fast your brain goes, it is possible to gain some control over it, my friend. How do I know? Well, when I was 12 years old, I switched from playing 12 hours a day Call of Duty to hyperfixating on theoretical physics. Now I know what you're thinking now. That's not ADHD, you're just a nerd. And you might be right, but even a nerd has some work ethic. You see, I have failed more classes than I have taken. Now, if that sounds like a paradox, it is, but perhaps more paradoxically, that hyperfixation never seemed to leave me, and in university I was obsessed with finding the prospect of a theory of everything. You see, in the biz of physics, a theory of everything is what we call this ultimate ensemble theory that encompasses all the fundamental forces and all the mysteries like dark matter, dark energy and whatnot, and quantum gravity or something. I filled more journals with string theory than a sumo wrestler fills himself with carbohydrates, bro. I learned how to lucid dream simply so I could continue thinking about the universe while I was asleep. But I realized something one day when I was looking into the sky. I remembered how to look at it like my 3-year-old self did. The time before I thought about everything I looked at. The time when the world was still a mystery. I had no concept of my identity. Hell, to me, looking at the sky was just looking at my reflection, an extension of my being, a universe reflected in all of its multifaceted ways. I realized that I have been sieving this universe through a filter of my beliefs. I realized that I was more myself when I knew nothing than a college student who thought he knew everything. I was searching through the farthest distances of space and time for truth, and it all led back to me. All these things I thought I knew about how the universe works were assumptions. I mean, really good, pre-calculated assumptions, but they were just that. All subjective at the end of the day to this bunch of monkeys on this rock floating through the void. I realized that truth cannot come from without. Even the farthest reaches of space cannot tell you the inner workings of you. Because it is the inner world that we only have access to. At the end of the day, all of this is simply an experience for you, the experiencer, and that is what you know to be true. Once you understand this, the mind naturally subsides. It takes a motive to meditate, and now I have one. Eventually your mind will give you one too. If you have a racing